Give it up for Mary Ann. Yeah! Man, you guys are awesome. You're killing it right now, man. You're the first person in my entire life I've ever seen get a massage at a fucking comedy show. That's how you can tell this is a neighborhood bar. He's about to lay the fuck down and take a nap. Speaking of neighborhood bar, part of the reason I put on this show is I'm your new neighbor. Thank you. I've lived around here for about 3 years. I know. That's part of the joke. Jokes are hard. I know. Don't feel bad. I was standing at the ATM with my oldest daughter the other day, and we were looking at the ATM. I gave her the money to put it in there, and she goes, I don't know what to do. And I said, what do you mean? She says, well, the machine says it takes $30 bills, and I only have 20s. And I was like, you should go to school one more year, please. Oh, and by the way, neighbors, I'm half Irish and half Mexican, makes me a leprechauno. That also makes me the 4.5 Mexican that you guys have out here. My wife and I are coming up on our 3rd anniversary. That's okay, she's only slightly less excited than that. No, it's really cool. It's my second marriage, so by far my favorite.
She went to Mexico.
And we actually met like most couples meet nowadays. We started talking online. The thing is I've been single for 7 years before I'd actually started talking to her. And I'd done a joke on stage one night about online dating that just flubbed. And my buddy goes, dude, the reason it flubbed is you don't know shit about dating. So why don't you get online and start looking around? I said, all right, man, well, what's some good websites to, meet women and everything? And he goes, well, you got Plenty of Fish if you're looking for something meaningful, or, Match.com. He's like, but whatever you do, stay away from Tinder. It's just people looking for one-night stands. So I downloaded Tinder. And I gotta admit, man, I met my wife on Tinder, and she's a very classy lady. She did not kiss me until our second date, which made the sex on the first date really fucking awkward. Oh man, between me and my wife, we have 5 kids. Yeah, 12 to 21. My oldest boy, I refer to him as my mulligan. Mostly, I was a teenager when I had this kid, so I kind of bounced him around so much just by accident that I'm surprised he survived all the way to 21. I accidentally stuck this poor kid's head in the ceiling fan so many damn times he still flinches when helicopters go by. I had to learn to cook when I first had him, man, and I was all by myself. Mom was not in the picture. So I had to use him as a guinea pig the entire time. Thanks to me, my son is now immune to salmonella and E. coli. He's also allergic to fruit. But now, when the pandemic first started, he was like, man, I was really hoping that the apocalypse would be all about zombies and everything, Dad. And I was like, dude, you are afraid of gluten. You are not surviving the fucking zombie apocalypse at all. He said, oh yeah, you think you're going to survive? I said, no, sir, I know I'm sucking dick for survival for sure. I know my lot in life. I can't fish, I can't tackle, but you know what? I look pretty. Oh, man. Now, I was married one time, once before. My first marriage, obviously, didn't work out. I should have known it wasn't going to work out from the very get-go, because at the wedding, I asked my ex-father-in-law, I said, hey, man, word is father-in-laws pay for the wedding. He looked down at me and says, I'll get the next one. My wedding was totally weird because I married a Samoan woman, and my family is very nomadic, so there was nothing but her family at the entire wedding. And in all the pictures, I just stood out like a motherfucker. Like, I looked at it like a guest at my own goddamn wedding.
Jim.
Right?
Just regular Jim that walked in.
Yeah, that's the waiter. And I wasn't perfect at all, man. When we were sitting there taking our vows, the minister asked me, is there anything you want to add to the end of the vows? And I went, throw in blowjob Sundays. And my wife goes, Billy, there are kids in the front row. I went, oh shit. Throw in PJ Sundays. Oh man. No, it's great. My current wife, she is 5 inches taller than me. I'm 5'5", she's 5'11", which is pretty awesome because, you know, I love having a taller wife. It doesn't bother me at all. But she keeps putting me on countertops to kiss me, and that can be a little annoying sometimes. And if you can't tell, I'm a shoe whore. And the other day she... Thank you. Should I show them off?
Yes, show them off there.
I don't want to strut around that because I'm clumsy as fuck. But the other day she actually went out and bought me a pair of cool shoes. Her first foray out on buying me shoes. And she bought me these 3-inch heels. And they were awesome. And then I got to looking at them and I was like, honey, is this so that we're about the same height when we're out in public and everything? She goes, no, honey, this is so you get your own shit off the top of the refrigerator. We've been doing a lot of dating outside, you know, and everything. Now that everything's opened back up. We were out at a bar one night and we're talking to this older fella and the guy looked at my wife just pounding beers because my old lady can drink. She's a tall lady. She can handle it. Well, he looks at me and he goes, do you seriously let your wife drink like that? And I was like, do you seriously think like that past 1950, you old fuck? But before I could even have to chime in and say something, my wife goes, honey, I got this. She goes, sir, I have a 5-inch reach on this man. He couldn't take my beer if he fucking wanted to. Ever. Oh, I thought you said ever, not ever. My bad. I thought you were excited. Woo. Oh, man. Oh, and I wanted to tag on to Mary Ann's story about the lady that had the stroke on us. I was also at that show. I was the one that got informed first that the old lady had had a stroke. Right? And so I tell the comedians, I was like, guys, I think we gypsy cursed the old lady. And the next day I had to go back to get my stuff, so I got to find out what had happened after that. And they told me that she was doing fine, that she was going to be a little bit, numb on her left side for a while, but otherwise she was going to pull through just fine. That was the moment I realized that I was a lot more comedian than I am human. Because the human side of me went, well, that is nice. She's going to be doing great. That's good. The comedian side of me was like, well, I guess that bitch will only be heckling half as much for a little while now, huh? I'm glad you guys laughed at that because that means I'm not going to hell alone. But me and my wife have been doing a lot of double dating and everything lately. You know, she wants to find a couple date, to date and hang out with. And we went out with this one older couple, and they were in their 70s, and they spent the entire night overly telling us that we were cute, to the point that it was getting a little awkward. And then at one point, the fellow looks at me and says, hey man, I just want to let you know that you and your wife are really cute. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little weird, man. What's up? And he goes, well, me and my wife are swingers. And I was like, oh God, this is going to go bad. He was like, and I was just wondering, maybe you and your wife might want to trade by the end of the night. And I went, I'm sorry, sir, I realize me and my wife are no spring chickens by far. But you're like 70, and that don't seem like a fair trade at all, man. Yeah. In fact, our sex life has gotten very tame. That's the thing with old age, it's not that we've gotten lazy or anything, it's just we know what we like and we know what we don't like, and we just kind of got it down to our own rhythm. In fact, our safe word is no. Which I don't mind, because my first wife, man, she was one of those really freaky people. Which is really cool at first, man, the first few months. But after the first few months, you're like, baby, I don't think my medical insurance covers half this shit at all. And it made for awkward conversations with her parents, because her parents would ask me, well, when are you guys going to pump out a baby? And I'm like, well, dude, I don't know about that, because everything she has me doing is not at all how they taught me how to make a baby in health class. Thank you. But we have a blended family, She came. I have three kids. She came into the marriage with two previously owned kids. And when we first told the kids that we were going to get married and everything, I was expecting I wasn't expecting any kind of reaction at all. And the youngest daughter goes, yes! And I was like, all right, I'm winning here. And she goes, Billy, having you around is going to be like having a second mom. This is fucking awesome. I couldn't even deny it. Honestly, I had a job one time doing concrete. I tried to be manly for about a weekend. And all the guys on the job site are catcalling women as they go by, hey, nice ass, hey, nice legs. And I'm the only one out there going, hey, that belt don't match that fucking purse. Thank you. Right down to the socks. I'd show you my underwear, but I think that's like a charge of some sort, so. Plus, that becomes a totally different show at that point. I gotta get my tips in a different way. It's gonna become awkward.
Do we have to hold the tip in our mouth?
Oh, that would get weird real quick. That kills my apocalypse plan.
What'd she say about holding
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. So, back to my mulligan ass older son. Okay. Can we get back to the show, Rose? All right, let's do this. So back to my mulligan ass older son. The other day, we were talking about TV and everything, and my roommate looks at my youngest daughter and he says, back in my day, MTV still played music on the TV. They didn't have all this crap they got now. And my daughter goes, what the fuck is MTV? Is that like YouTube from the olden days? And that stung, man. But it made me realize that these kids don't know a lot of stuff, like pop culture-wise, that we know as common knowledge. So I'm testing the theory. And I go and I ask my older son, I said, dude, have you ever heard of the Abbott and Costello skit, Who's on First? He goes, no, not at all. What's the joke? I'm like, that's the joke, dude. Who's on first? He was like in baseball? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, so who's on first? I'm like, that's it. Who's on first? He's like, okay, what's his name? I'm like, no! What's the guy on second? By the time I get to that point, like it just naturally kicked in at that point. But at that point, I'm going, oh my fucking God, this is working. And he goes, Dad, quit being irritating. Just tell me who's the guy on first. And I said, yes. He goes, I'll fucking Google it then. And he Googles it, but he doesn't Google Abbott and Costello skit, Who's on First. He says, Google, tell me who's on first. Google goes, I don't fucking know, you idiot. A week goes by and I'm laying in bed, I'm almost asleep, my phone starts ringing, it's my son. I'm like, it's gotta be an emergency. I answer the phone, he goes, who's the guy that's on first? Oh my God, that joke is dumb. And he said it like he just won the championship, like he won. I'm like, dude, you dwelled on that for a week. He said, who the fuck names their kid who, Dad? I said, go to bed, son.
Wait till they get home late.
But we also have 3 teenage daughters, and those girls give me hell. They get me at every turn. One day I was walking through the hallway, my daughter came out of the bathroom, she looks at me, she goes, Billy, what do you think's harder to shave, testicles or a vagina? And I went, nope, and then I walked away.
Oh, you're okay.
Oh!
You're okay.
Good day, sir.
You're good. You're good.
Somebody must have asked him what was harder to shave, testicles or a vagina. That's what was going on. I ran away in the same fashion. I went and told the wife. She was like, why does that kind of make you feel so awkward? I said, well, for one damn thing, I don't have a lot of practice shaving either one of those parts, so I didn't know what to fucking tell her. She goes, honey, you got to answer these awkward questions with the kids, you know? I had to answer to our oldest son the other day how it was a woman could pee with a tampon in. And I went, dude, he's 21, you know, that kid should feel awkward. But just out of curiosity, what'd you tell him? I told that joke one night in Tacoma at this dock bar. It was nothing but old dudes, like 30 to 50 years old, right? The entire room went silent. I went, oh shit, they don't know either. But I've learned that my newest goal in life has become to tell the ultimate dad joke. Like, I want to tell dad jokes so bad that dads in other states stop and go, nice. And my kids have gotten so used to it that I can't even just like sneak it up on them anymore. I can't walk up and be like, hey, what did the pancakes say to the frying pan? They're like, nah, and they walk away. So now I got to trick them. And the way I've been tricking them lately is I trick them with the dad fact. You know, I'll tell them something random, you know, like why do ducks fly on one side longer than the other side? And they're like, I don't know, because there's more ducks on one side, you know? I gotta reel them in. Well, the other morning I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching a documentary on Lorena Bobbitt. And my daughter comes out. And she goes, what are you watching? I said, oh, I'm watching this documentary on Lorena Bobbitt. It's this woman in the 90s that was getting raped and beat by her husband. So justifiably, she cut off his wiener while he was sleeping, threw it out the car window as she was driving down the freeway. And my daughter goes, oh my God, that's badass. I was like, I know, right? I was like, they actually found it and reattached it. And she said, they did? I said, hell yeah, they needed a special dog to do it too. And she goes, oh man, what kind of dog was it? Time froze. I did a quick prayer to the dad gods. Dear Mufasa, thank you for this moment I'm about to have. And I looked at her and I went, a wiener dog. She's like, I want to be mad at myself for walking into that, but it seems like you took a long time to set that up. I was like, this is an hour-long documentary and my third time watching it this morning, baby girl. All right, folks, that's my time. Thanks for coming out.